Welcome, everybody. Episode 57, A New Man, Same Block, where we reinvent your mind to reinvent your grind. I'm your versatile, proficient, righteous, omnibus, prolific, exuberant, reinvented host, the proper Chris. And we got a very special guest right here with us today. And I'm going to need y'all to really tune in and tap in and check him out. He's a music artist, song and script writer, Ghetto Rockstar, the Abioye Alejandro Gotti. How you doing, bro?
Man, appreciate that. That was a hell of an introduction, man. Appreciate that. I'm doing good though, brother. How yourself?
I'm doing great. You know, just getting ready for Ramadan to start soon. Then I'm gonna take my little hiatus and
Hey, much respect, King. Much respect. I ain't gonna lie. I tried it. I remember a while ago. I just tried to fast, not really as far as like religious purposes, but just it's just something that we all should practice. And that was one of the hardest things I ever tried, bro. Woo. So I respect you for that, bro. 100. That's strength for real.
Yeah, because last year was my first time doing it, and woo,
it was tough, huh?
It was really tough, especially in the it was the heat of the pandemic, like the top part where nobody was really going outside and stuff. So I was in the house a lot, and then I would go by the kitchen, walk by, I'd be like, dang, and then you can't drink water either during the day, so it's like, you brush your teeth, you get in the shower, you be ready to drink the water and stuff, and then
you can't drink water either?
Nope.
I thought it was. See, I didn't even know that.
It's water, food, and basically, just try to sin as least as you could.
Yeah. So when you, if you don't mind me asking, when that's over, do you kind of like appreciate all the other things? Does you feel like some type of like spiritual change, mental change?
Yep, it realigns me, it get me on peace, and it get me focused on, I feel it's connecting with God more. Like, people say connect with God, but you realize when you detach yourself, because you detox from like a lot of sin we commit, a lot of distractions, because I wasn't listening to a lot of music, I wasn't watching certain videos, just disconnected from a lot of drama and stuff.
Yeah.
And to keep you more focused and stuff, right? And then when Ramadan over, it's like, dang, I'm back into the regular world.
Yeah.
And I'm allowing myself to be around and pulled by different things. So you notice the difference of how it make you feel and think versus when you really focused on your thing during that month.
Yeah.
So the second time, I'm building up the same habits again, but I'm trying to make it way more balanced for when it's over. So I won't regress fully. You feel me?
Oh, that's lit. That's lit.
You are any type of spiritual system, religion, anything?
I want to say like I'm on like a spiritual journey as far as gaining as much knowledge as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because at first, like my mom, she was Christian. You know what I mean? When I was doing time in CYA, I found myself going to Muslim service first just to link up with other Black people, because that's where all the Black people met up, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm hearing a guy speak, and now I'm listening to it. Like, I'm like, hold on, wait, this dude is saying something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'll begin to listen and learn a little bit about Islam as well. And so one thing that I've learned just from my own path is that there's a lot of things that I can pull from each belief system. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I just feel like right now I'm on that journey where I'm just learning. Right? Yeah. Because I don't want to be one of those people where I declare I'm something and I'm not living it, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to open up my mouth too soon and say, oh yeah, I'm this. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want to really do it right because I want to be honored in my walk. I want to really get the results. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just taking baby steps, you feel me? So
and just to briefly touch on me before we really get back into it, it's like, when I first had converted to Islam, that was my thing. I converted. I knew surface level information and stuff, right? But I didn't know how to really walk the path of Islam. And it knocked me off. For a few years, I was in and out or whatever. And then when I really got on and started learning information, then it really became impactful to me and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of people, they say it sounds good from the beginning. They commit to something. Then they be like, ooh, this ain't what I want to do.
Right. They don't have that discipline, because that takes discipline, bro.
Yeah.
Especially Islam. Especially Islam. One thing I respected about Islam, because like I said, I pull something from all type of religions, you know what I mean? Especially the good things that all connect, right? Like treating people well, like most religions,
Yeah.
is going to approve of that, right? But one thing I respected about Islam is the discipline.
Yeah.
The praying 5 times a day. Look, I don't care what you got going on in life. To do that consistently, bro, and you can master anything else in life as far as structure. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I respect that.
Yep, and it also give you a worldview because honestly, even though Islam is very disciplined too, you realize the way Islam, Christianity, and Judaism is practiced in other countries is way more disciplined.
Ooh,
because they center their societies around those practices and religion. Other than just saying we give this, idea of free in America and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we allow people to fake be things, and it's not really, the society ain't centered around the culture and the religion.
Facts.
Which has its pros and cons. But let's get into this. Who is Abioye Alejandro Gotti?
Man, you know what? Sometimes I ask myself that same damn question. Hey, but no, really, honestly, man, that's me entirely. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer that we all have versions of ourselves. You know what I mean? For example, if I'm at the dinner table with my mother, you know what I mean? There's certain words I'm not going to use. There's a certain way I'm going to speak. There's a certain way I'm going to respect the environment, right?
Yeah.
So I might not be the same Abioye as I was that you met at the club or at a turn up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so being that I have these personalities, which I boil down to 3, you know what I mean? They're very strong personalities. They're very like you feel me? Intensify. You will notice them. So I just decided to,
No, I was just gonna say the funny thing about it, some people might call that code switching, right? But I don't think we code switch. I think, like you said, there's many sides of us, and we can live them at different moments or live them all simultaneously.
Right.
So it's dope that,
Definitely.
And what you was gonna say though?
Yeah, and I just made it fun. I like to just enjoy anything experience, right? Like what I'm experiencing in life. So I just made it fun and named them, right? My Abioye, who is that's my natural name, that's my natural self. I'm the more like, how we talk a lot just on our own, in depth. You know what I mean? We like to speak things, share our opinions on things, and we like to really dissect things. That's Abioye. You know what I mean? Alejandro, which is my fun side, the side where you just gonna be lit. I'm not caring about nothing. I don't judge you. You don't judge me. We happy smiles, you know what I mean? Whoever you are, you know what I mean? That's Alejandro. Gotti, which is my third name, represents the more militant, the more, reserves part of me. You know what I'm saying? The part that keeps me out of trouble sometimes, because he's more like, hey man, nah, you don't need to go over there, bro. That ain't cool. That's not the vibe you want to be around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Type. So
I got a question about Gotti.
What's happening?
What built the discipline behind Gotti in your childhood?
Mistakes. I'm gonna say mistake in choices, because after a while it becomes a choice, right? You don't just keep making the same mistake. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So mistakes and then getting caught up in that lifestyle is what created Gotti, because Gotti was so in an intensified environment, which partly was just me being born in that environment, and partly was me choosing to participate in what was going on in that environment, right? Yeah. So it made me more alert of things, right? It made me more aware, because I'm in shit. This thing is going on, right? And I was able to, it became a part of me. So it doesn't leave you. Just because I've changed my lifestyle and I've changed my environment doesn't mean that characteristic hasn't left me, right? So that's where that comes from, just the tough things I've been through, and it kind of gave me my instinctual habits, you know what I mean?
Okay. And when was you aware of Alejandro?
Oh, I was aware of Alejandro, crazy to say this, at one of my darkest moments in my life. I was going through a situation legally with my children that wasn't even big, but it was, you have situation disagreements, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that was a situation at the time, and ended up blowing over and working out great, you know what I mean? But at that time, I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So I dove into all the things that made me happy to try to ignore all the fucked up shit that I felt I was going through at the time, right? So I was partying more, I'm drinking more, I'm going to all the parties, I'm hanging with all the people, I'm talking to different people of different walks of life, because I'm tired of my life, right? I'm tired of the gangster shit. I'm tired of the You know what I mean? So here I am, I'm talking to this country cowboy, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to, you know what I mean? And that's when Alejandro became like, okay, this is really a person that I am right now. Like, these people will never know the walk of life I really came from, because I'm so open and so happy and willing to just receive anything happy right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying, because, you know, in my own personal life, that's what I try to do. I wear a suit, I put on the glasses. I try to present myself, you know, real square, real nerd and stuff, because it's like, my past is my past.
Yeah.
But I feel like we as Black men, we're allowed to reinvent ourselves and change ourselves. And we can whatever we present, that's us.
Bro, that's fact. You know what I always say, bro? Whatever you say, because there's a thing, right, where I think it's called immediate gratification, right?
Yep.
We have this thing where we want it right, just like that, right? We want results like that. And I believe that that's entirely, partially true. I believe it's true in most aspects. But in some aspects, I believe that right what you say you are that until you do something that contradicts that, right? Yeah. So if right now I smoke marijuana, I smoke cannabis, right? I can say right now, no, I don't smoke marijuana. No, I'm not a marijuana user, right? And that's for sure until I pick up this blunt again, right? Until I do that action, I'm whoever I choose to be. And I think it's power in that. It seems like it's an illusion, but it's powerful to know that I can really be who I say I am until I do something that contradicts that, right? I have every right to reinvent myself, because who you are, I remember who you were. Like, see, people don't, like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and that part of you is still in you. I think it's just you have a warrior in you. And at the time, how young you were, you didn't know how to, so you know what I mean? So that warrior in you was kind of like, they would have called you like a gangster or whatever else they like to label us. But you've grown if you found your walk, right? I know that warrior is still there because of the topics that you choose to talk about. You choose to talk about shit that's real, no matter what anybody feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying?
And for the listeners who don't know, this is my older cousin.
Yeah, facts. You feel me? Yeah. And so the version of you now is not the same version of you when I knew you. You feel me? Yeah. Back then. You get what I'm saying? It's like, wow. Like, I look at you and I'll be like, man, this motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really did. You feel me? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, definitely I agree with you, bro. You can always recreate yourself. You know what I mean?
And when you recreate yourself, for you personally, how much of that past, like, is there anything in your past that still affect you and you know it's in the past, but it still got a hold on you?
Definitely, bro. That's a good question. Yes, definitely. Because we have these impulses that's just us. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I believe that, we become more disciplined with our experiences to learn how to refrain from being impulsive. You know what I'm saying? But I believe it's still there. Sometimes we just have to soliloquize with ourselves, or self-talk, positive self-talk with ourselves, and say, hey, man, let me chill, bro. Because the last time I let somebody, I whoop and I want to, you know what I mean? So, it's still things in me that's still there. That Gotti, that I call it, is still there, where I have a certain temper with certain things. So I'm not going to put myself in those situations, right? If I know I'm a person, for example, and I'm just saying this as an example, if I don't like to be in crowds, right? I know not to bring myself to the club. You feel me? To where I'm going to have attitudes with people. I'm going to be all, you know what I mean? I shouldn't even put myself there. That's not my thing. You know what I mean? Because I know myself. So, certain things in my past that I still have that I just learned to kind of not put myself in places that'll bring that out of me.
Yep. And it's funny. It's like, I liked how you mentioned that accountability and responsibility of awareness, because some people be like, they'll blame the environment other than just saying, you know, this is how I would react in those environments. Not like, oh, it's because of this environment and all that stuff. It's like, it's just, you know yourself, you know your triggers, you know yourself. Right. And that's dope. Now, what type of music would you say you perform?
Overall, definitely R&B. Honestly, church music was what really I grew up hearing. My mom, she playing all the whinings and, you know what I mean? That soulful So that's what I really grew up on. I used to have to sneak and listen to the R&B stuff, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Me and my auntie would go sneak and listen to that when my mama at work or something like that. But it's always been R&B, soul, blues. That type of music has always been like my favorite type of music that I grew up on as well.
Definitely. Yeah. You ever sung in the church?
Definitely sung in the church before. What? My mama was one of them mamas, you gonna be a part of this. Because my mama is involved in everything, right? She gonna be passing out this, doing that. So yeah, if it was a children's something where they had to do it on a children's Saturday night or something, oh, I'm getting up there, no matter if I wanted to or not. So yeah, I probably sung in the choir about 2 or 3 times, matter of fact. Definitely.
And you mentioned Juvenile. How old were you when you first went?
I was 14 years old. Yeah, 14 years old, yeah.
And how was that experience, that first initiation into that type of environment?
It was for surely uneasy. Like, it was like, what is about to happen, right? I already felt, for some reason, I felt like I was the toughest person in the world. I don't know why, but I felt like I'm that nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I remember going there, and let's not confuse what fear is. This is also fear, right? We just handle fear in different ways, right? The fight or flight thing. You know what I mean? So this was me being afraid. But I remember in my fear, I'm like, okay, if somebody walk up to me and ask me this, I'm gonna punch and I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? I'm planning in my head how I'm gonna react to when somebody so-called presses me or tries to shank me, or, you know, I'm young, I'm 14, so I'm thinking in my head like the movies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I remember getting there, and I remember feeling like, damn, I'm really here, bro. Like, fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of surreal. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really in this motherfucker. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? It was a humbling experience, but it also, I believe, the type of person I was, good and bad, because I feel like I could handle it, or else I wouldn't have been here today to be able to talk to you like this and really just, you know what I mean, exchange what we know about each other. But I feel like it gave me time to slow down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What a lot of us don't have the luxury to do.
Yeah.
People go to work, school, your kids. You have no time to sit and reflect and create and be the true God-like being that you are. Yeah. Because we're supposed to create. We're supposed to take time to manifest things. And this system got us.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Poverty keeps us in you talk about it in your music, survival mode. Mm-hmm. And it's like, since we always in survival mode, we got to always think about the next thing or we won't eat. If we take a week off, we might lose it all, versus somebody who well off be able to take a whole month off and do half the work. We got to do 10 times the work just to be able to make it a week.
Facts. And that's what I was able to have the luxury of, which sounds crazy, but like I said, man, I'm like the natives of this land. They used everything. They found something to work with, everything that they had. They took that buffalo, they made weapons, clothes, food, homes. So I try to keep that mentality to say, what did I get good out of that? You know what I mean? What can I manifest even out of this so-called trial that I'm going through? You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's what I can think of and say, I'm grateful for, to have the time to be able to find myself and to know myself and to look at my choices and to have accountability and say, when you get out now, you know what you got to do. You know what I mean? You feel me?
Yeah. Do you think a lot of times with the younger generation and stuff, they find some type of fame out of going to jail and prison?
Bro, it's so crazy, bro. Listen, this is a cycle. This is a tradition or whatever you want to call it that, bro, it's so deeply rooted. I remember, bro, and I'm being so transparent with you. You know, you family, bro. Like,
yeah,
bro, I remember wanting to go to juvenile hall when I was younger, just to get out and say, I went to juvenile hall and got out. I didn't want to really do no time. I'm young at the time. I'm probably like 10 years old. Yeah. I just wanted to go there, come on, because it was like an accolade. It was like a stamp. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that culture is still alive to this day where, man, it's like, I got to get this under my belt in order to be certified. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you still, when you release, you still back to the outside world. And people do look at you and perceive you differently when you do that time.
Yeah. He did time. Oh, man, you can hear it and this is not to downplay, because I was one of those people. I just happened to be out so long, and I happened to have time to think about things and break some of these cycles. But you can hear the pride in some of my brothers' voices when they say, "Oh yeah, man, I just did time and woo woo woo." You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's an accomplishment, which I understand because I've been there.
Yeah.
You can't just know anybody and make it through that shit without telling, without going out, without, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is something to accomplish in this jungle, you know what I mean? But when you take yourself out of that, it's like, bro, like, damn, it's sick. You feel me?
And do you ever look at like anything important you feel from your childhood you missed out by that experience?
Bro, and this could be a pro and a con. I just leave it out there for whatever anybody else, you know, anybody's opinion. But absolutely, absolutely. That's why to this day, I feel, and I can own this because, you know, I create my own situation. I live my life. There's certain immaturities about me because I didn't get a chance to do that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to go to high school, go to prom, graduate, have my first girlfriend, you know what I mean? Do childish things, you know what I mean? Dress up in my new Jordans for school. I didn't get a chance to do any of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that goes from poverty to being incarcerated. A lot of times we miss out on these things, and then when we're able to do it on our own, we just want to know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know how I feel to do some shit, even though I'm 25, 30, 35, and I should have did this when I was 17. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to know how it feels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know what? I swear, I'll be trying to tell people to understand those things, because you will see people, they'll judge the Boosies, even though Boosie, I feel, should, you know, calm it down a little bit sometimes and speak out on stuff.
Yeah, he be wild.
But people don't understand that idea that people miss, like when they go to jail and they part of these different experiences, they miss so much of their life.
You do.
And then people who ain't never even did time and really been through nothing, they already conflicted by the outside world influencing them. So somebody who done missed the outside world and they get pushed back in it, of course you gonna want to live those moments and all that stuff. And you got to be able to have compassion and empathy for people living that. You got
to, bro. It's no different from a disabled person. If I see a person that is on a cane or in a wheelchair, I'm gonna automatically make way for that person, right? These are mental disabilities. These are life disabilities. These are spiritual disabilities that we have to be considerate of, and not just be so quick to just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I've learned that. I've learned to try to at least understand a little bit. I might not agree with you, but the most human thing I can probably be is logical and compassionate, right?
Yeah.
I can find logic in any, if you really want to, and you look at something that's in life, is going to make logical sense. Nothing in life is just going to be here for nothing.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying? There's no such thing, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, everything matters. Everything has a position. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we take the time to even see people's condition in the way that they are, you can find it. You can see and say, I understand you. I get you. You know what I mean? You fucked up right now, dog. Like, you know what I mean? I'm going to look past that, bro, and keep it lit. You ain't got to accept those people in your life, but you can understand them and keep it pushing. You know what I mean?
And I think, you know, people do the opposite because it's so much easier for them to cope with themselves by judging somebody else. Because, you know, people always try to say, people be happy of their circumstances when they realize other people are poor or have less of. So it makes them feel better about their position. When they feeling bad about themselves, they like, you know what? There's people in worse situations than this. And that allows for them to judge and look down on them, just like the upper class do the class below them.
Boy, that's a good one. You ain't lying. I hear that a lot. There's people that ain't got this, but that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good in theory, but when you really think about it, it makes you the same thing that oppresses us to begin with.
That's deep. That's real shit right there, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That was a good point.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Now, your music. Who would you say you make your music for, specifically?
Oh, I make my music for the people that I feel that can identify with me and that I can identify with. So people who understand my lingo, right? Because I'm a person that wants to please, right? So anything I'm doing it at a certain.
Yeah, my bad. We had a little technical thing. So you were saying like, yeah, you a person that please.
Yeah, I want to please people. I've always been like that. I think I get it from my mother or something. But I want to please people. So being an artist, you can find yourself spread thin, right? Trying to market to everyone, trying to get everybody to understand your story, right? So being, I'm getting more experience in this. I decided to just speak to the ones who've been here. Because I don't have to say too much. I don't have to explain too much if you've been here, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got lingo just as melanated people coming from a certain environment where we know what certain shit mean. I can be like, shit, you know what that mean?
Yeah, just off the tone and energy.
You get what I'm saying? I ain't gotta say nothing else. If you like, bro, you going to the thing? Shit. You know what I mean? You like, oh, that nigga ain't going. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So with my music, I made a decision to just I'm doing it for the people that experience and speak my lingo, that know what I'm talking about when I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? And that's because I want them to see, bro, we the same, bro. Like, I got your same struggle. I got your same fears. And look, bro, I'm still smiling. Look, bro, I still wake up. So you can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be ups and downs. I even share my times when I'm down. Hey, today I wasn't good today. Yeah. But then you're gonna see me the next day like, hey, today I'm better. You can see, oh, even he go up and down. Yeah. Oh, I ain't alone. You feel me? And that's why I do. That's why I do it, and that's why I do it for.
What is the tools you reach for to make you happy?
For sure, the way I eat. I know that it may sound surface, but it's very important, bro. The diet. All of that matters. Yep. If your engine ain't running right, nothing else going. You know what I'm saying? Your mind, everything is connected to that. So that's one of the things that I try. I can't do it all the time because sometimes I'll be here and there. But I try to make sure that I eat well. I always feel happy when I'm eating some good food. It might be a place where you're sitting outdoors. The food may just be okay, but the experience while you eating the food, as long as it's healthy food, you might be like, you know what, this is good. Yeah, I do things like that. I try to get away. I try to change my scenery. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, they say areas are like this, but I believe like humans are pretty much like this overall. We like new things. We like to switch up a little bit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? That's why
I say versatility. Sometimes you go see me in a suit and I'll switch it up real quick.
You get what I'm saying? Yep. We like that. So we have to find ways to do that in other aspects as well. You know what I mean? So I try to change my environment. Me and my girls will set a vacation for there. It might not even be super far. It might be San Diego or something, but it just looks different from where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? That and music. I have a playlist that I play that is strategically designed to make sure I feel good that day. It's all happy, upbeat. I'm talking about the BPM. All that matters. The tones, the lyrics, to where it's all happy. You know what I mean? And I'll get in my zone, and my day can start off a little rough, man. And I'll play that music, man. I'll let some sunlight in, and next you know, I didn't change my whole vibe. You know what I mean? Definitely. So those three things for sure.
And see, and that's important too, because I say this: mental health is a luxury. Being able to have access to, the top-notch mental health services is a luxury thing.
Yes.
And a lot of times we as Black folks and stuff, just people, in poverty, sometimes we got to find the most practical ways to deal with and increase our mental health. Like you say, eating healthy, change the scenery. All those different things positively affect you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Would you ever consider therapy though? Or have you done it?
So it's crazy, right? One time, I was going to the doctor because I like to do the full physicals and shit, right? Because I like I said, to being healthy as I can. So every so often I'll go and I'll be like, do blood work, do everything. So one day, we have a habit, like you said, in our type of tradition, we don't really answer certain questions truthfully. Like we ain't about to be like, I was feeling unsafe. And we ain't doing all that. We about to mark what we know to mark. And move on with the physical health shit so we can get on with our day. So one day, me being bored, I said, you know what? I'm gonna answer this shit truthfully as possible. Like, this is gonna be the first time. So I answered this shit, right? They sent some people in there and told me I was suffering from depression. And I'm blown away. No way in hell I would have ever said, hey man, I think I'm depressed. You know what I'm saying? I got my ups and downs. I got my certain habits that I know goes on with me, but I pretty much, you know, self-medicate myself with the things I told you.
Yeah.
Getting outside. Sometimes I'll get beat on myself or whatever. But it was crazy that they told me that. You know what I mean? And they was like, you know, maybe you should get some counseling with us. You know what I mean? And it made me think about it. It made me say, wow, you could really be going through some shit and you thinking it's so normal because you're so used to seeing it and being in it that you don't realize you fucked up right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel, and it's just my opinion, I feel that the main source of counseling for our people are our elders, are Sandy Mae and them and Paulie Jean and them that has lived so long. And this is, it's sad because we're losing our elders, right? A lot of them are passed on. You know what I mean? So we need to value the ones we have. But I feel like nobody can tell me about being in a relationship with another Black woman, right? Than two people who've been in a relationship that long, right? Y'all 60, 70 years old and y'all still going. Y'all done had some arguments. Y'all done had some infidelities. Y'all done had some shit that y'all done fought through. Yeah. And now I'm seeing y'all old and well, and maybe there's some things you could tell me. Maybe you could tell me, hey man, you know what? Yeah, sometimes I call my girl ugly, but I didn't mean it. We got through it, right? And maybe me hearing that story, right, will let me see, okay, well, I ain't got to kill myself now that my mate called me ugly. Or I ain't got to feel like, because that's what happens, right? But I think we don't have any guidance with anything. So we take a lot of things, and the way life is set up, the way this Instagram and all these other things that depresses us, we can take something that may be something we can get over, and we just bask in it. And now we losing our lives, or we losing our happiness. You get what I'm saying?
And, you know, I say, you know, you mentioned Instagram too. I'm like, people turn to memes for therapy. Memes is they counseling, and they'll post them, they'll look at them, they try to be like, you know what? Yeah. And then not knowing that memes is so like instant, like that instant gratification and stuff, it don't go deep into you. And I'm glad you mentioned the elders thing too, right? Because I got this idea that, because everybody got a role in society. You touched on that, like people got their meanings, their purposes. And we haven't evolved to think that, yes, the elders in our Black communities, they got experience. Like, hey, why don't we provide them with the structure and extra resources? So in retirement, and you know, older Black people struggle with money, income, they're in poverty, and you know, they barely holding on. Pay them to counsel young Black folks. They'll talk to us anyway. Get them to train a little certification in their like different things, and allow them to help and reach out to the people. Because when we do go to therapy and stuff, right? I feel, you know, it can help. I think it could help. But when you get the people who didn't live certain experiences and now they older, you get more therapists in there. You get more people, more access. So it's not, people don't gotta be like, oh dang, where do I go? You know, it's dope you said that.
Yeah, bro, I fully agree with it. And that would be something I would totally be behind, bro. I would totally support something like that because, like, honestly, I've been in Oakland, and this is why I love Oakland, bro. I love the city of Oakland, bro. I remember being on a bar, and it was just transients, you know, homeless people, like, right, just out and about. And I remember every time I went to Oakland, somebody would come up and talk to me about, just have a conversation about, and you could just talk to them and ask them. And one time I was just like, let me just receive it. Like, I'm waiting on something. I'm waiting on my ride. There's nothing going on. Let me talk. And I begin to get so much knowledge from this person who was once a Black Panther, who was like, who told me so much history about Oakland. And just, he was so positive with his words and so encouraging, even despite his situation. It goes back to what you said. These elders have a lot to give us, a lot to offer us. And I just think we need to remember as a whole their value and try to start protecting them and preserving them. Because a lot of our elders, what's going on in this world are young people now. We don't have a lot of people that experience because all the young people are dying and things are happening, being incarcerated. So now it's like the person you have access to is 35, 33 years old.
Yeah. And then they got an individualistic mindset at that too.
You get what I'm saying? They don't come from that cloth of we. So the ones we still have here, the ones in the youth that's like you and other people that believe like you, that's willing to put their passion, their energy into it, that's what we need to collab and get this together, you feel me? And I think we'll see a lot of change, you feel me? At least a start to something, you know what I mean?
Definitely. And now you got the new album out named Gotti.
Yes, for sure. What
made you want to focus on Gotti for this album?
Because I wanted the people to grow with me. You know what I'm saying? Your words hit a little different when you see where somebody come from. That's why when you speaking what you speaking, I can receive it in depth because I know you. You know what I'm saying? I know you a certified, stamped, and approved real individual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not smart. I gotta say, damn, I wonder if this nigga really believe this. You feel me? Has this nigga really ever experienced anything in the ghetto? Has he? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and some people, and this is not to take their credit from them, but some people I feel pick a side because they're forced. And that's not to take their credit. But I feel an individual for myself who is a leader, who comes from a certain walk of life, I feel it has to be a choice. Yeah. I feel that you can go, because I know you could have went either way. You know what I'm saying? You could have went on that other side, the destructive side, you feel me, and been out there and been doing, you feel me, terrorizing. You know what I'm saying? You could have rightfully did that and got people to back you and all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you made a conscious decision as a man to go this route. So it hits differently to me. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So that, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I feel you. So and that's, you know, that's what's, because I listened to your album like probably over 20 times already now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why I get from you too, that realness, that I've experienced these things in life. I really feel them. I'm not faking it. There's no need to fake it. Even the things that people might not seem like is the most desirable and stuff, when you truly be passionate and truth with yourself, you make anything sound good.
For sure.
It'd be like, you know, dudes who feel like they can't get women because they a good guy and all that type of stuff. I'm like, I feel, no, it's because you don't really believe in yourself behind that. You say, I'm a good guy, but where the belief behind that? Yes. Where the passion behind that? What does that really mean to you?
Yeah.
Swag in it, have some confidence in it, assert.
Yeah. And that's the number one thing. You hit that, bro. If you don't believe in yourself, how somebody else gonna believe in you, bro? How? It's not possible. Even if they want to, they gonna have that same doubt you got. Damn, why he stuttering a little bit? Let me stutter a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I did Gotti. Was like you said, to let them go. I want y'all to see, I'm transparent with y'all on this art. I want y'all to see where I came from. I want y'all to see who Gotti was and who Gotti can be. You feel me? This is a constant, because when people think that, especially with relationships and things like that, when something is alive, it's alive. You have to continue to feed it. You have to keep it balanced. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So things don't die in you. It's a constant fight until you die, right? Yeah. That's why you're alive. Energy is like this. It ain't just, it's moving. Like when you go in the water, that motherfucker ain't just dead. That motherfucker moving. Yeah. The air is moving. It's alive. You know what I'm saying? Relationships are alive because this is a relationship with a total alive being. So you can't say, okay, we're man and woman, and now that's it. And now you'll just stop there. You ain't feeding and growing it no more. That shit about to die. You know what I'm saying? So I want people to know that, yeah, Gotti's still here. Gotti is alive, you know what I mean? But it's a constant battle. It's a constant keeping him, you feel me? And I want y'all to see who he is. And then I'm going to show y'all Abioye, and I'm going to show y'all Alejandro, you feel me? But I wanted to start with Gotti to show them like where it started. The first version of me that I identified with.
Yeah. And would you say you comfortable with your feminine side in your life? Like your femininity?
It depends on entirely what everybody feels that is, because my opinion on what feminine, like being in touch with it is, could be different. Like for me, for example, I feel being groomed and being your nails clipped and all that. I feel that that's a part of a feminine side.
Yeah.
I feel I'm very in tune with that. Like I like to keep myself neat, clean, fresh, you know what I'm saying, smelling good, dress nice, trimmed. I don't like to be sloppy. I like to, you know what I mean, when I can, you know what I'm saying? Expressing myself. Some people would call that the feminine side.
Yeah.
But I don't look at it like that. So that's why I said I'm really not sure. If you can give me,
I'm gonna give you some more context on it. So it's like, when we was talking about certain things, like, people got a skewed perspective of like femininity and masculinity, right? Mm-hmm. Because they feel one is better than the other, and they assign them roles and all these different things. And that's the problem. Like, you know about energy, right? So energy is both masculine and feminine. Right. And feminine energy is about balance. And it's like, also read this from the book, you know, The Way of the Superior Man. So when you talk about things, you know, that keeps you happy, change of scenery, you know, just the scenery in general, feeling the area and all that type of stuff, right? Okay. That's the balance of your feminine nature, keeping you happy, in tune with your masculinity that like to be conclusive and make decisions, right? And be direct and assertive. And the feminine nature is like to, you know, feel things. You feel me?
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So now I'm glad it's okay. Now that I'm more enlightened on what's going on, I think I can answer that question a little better. I feel I am, but I for sure could work at it and get stronger there. But I feel I'm very sensitive to what's going on. I'm very I'm the type of person I could see a flower and be like, that flower is beautiful. Like I could really, you get what I'm saying? Like I could go and sit at the beach and listen to the water and appreciate it. So I definitely, I just think I neglected kind of because of all the masculine shit I have to worry about. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why I challenge brothers on that idea, right? Because sometimes we've been told all these things of what feminine, masculine, being a man and all that type of stuff is, right? So to some people, this might be controversial. When you see a black man in a dress or a man in a dress, they think feminine, right? But if you think about styles and stuff, it's only feminine because we assigned it to women. Nothing in its nature of a dress or any of those things, getting your nails done, is a gender thing. You feel me?
That's for surely facts. But I like to pose this idea as well, because I believe that how things are interpreted, how things are viewed, matters. For example, we have a lot of melanated men and women that were murdered, harmed by the police because of how something was viewed.
Yep.
Whether it was correct or not, whether it was properly, that person's life is still gone. The reality of the actions and the results that happens because of how it was viewed is permanent and is real.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the condition of our people as a whole, what I believe, us being attacked how we are, us being not feared, people feeling they can do whatever they want with us because it's like that dog that's behind that fence. That motherfucker might not bite at all. But as long as it's big and barking behind that fence, just think how many people pass that house up.
Yeah.
Right? Because of the facade of something. So I said that to say this. When I look at brothers and sisters that do those things, that participate in those type of things, from my perspective, because of the mentality I have as far as the condition, we're at war, right? I feel we're at war. I feel that right there is not, it's not anything that's going to help us keep the big bad wolf away. I feel that they're looking at saying, because of how it's viewed, right? This man in this dress may be a warrior. This man in this dress with this makeup, whatever, on, may be a warrior, may be the best warrior we have. However, the enemy is not going to see it as that. The enemy is going to look at, these are their protectors. These are the protectors of their women participating in everything else except. You get what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why sometimes I have my certain feelings about it. And it's just not with dresses. It's with everything. It's with how we talk about our women. Even with certain things, when I put out Gotti, trust me, I went through a lot of mental warfare within myself because, like I said, I'm a different version of Gotti now. but I needed to catch the people up. So some of the things that I put in my music and Gotti was to show you who Gotti was at a certain time, but not necessarily how I move right now. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned that too, because it's like sometimes when we talk about these things, right, people don't think we as Black men critique the, you know, the facade of masculinity that you see people present and try to, you know, enact that they got to be ultra tough. They can't never be this cool and stuff because they always feel they got to be that pit bull you talked about 24/7 and for any type of reason. Because they feel like, you know, anytime their masculinity is being attacked.
And that's, bro. And I feel bad that we have to have that burden because it's so true. It's so true. As a melanated man, especially in this country, man, we are so broken and hurt, and we cannot show that. You know what I'm saying? And this is men and women. This is not to take nothing away from our women. But I think our women have shown strength in being able to say, look, motherfucker, you hurt me. You get what I'm saying? Like, you need to get yourself together. You hurt me. Like, they have shown power in that. They ain't, man, I listen to the city girls, all of them, what they be saying. Hey, they tired of motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like us as men, we haven't got there yet where we showing up to say, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you got your rod waves. That's kind of, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But I think entirely as a unit, we haven't found that strength to be like, man, I'm fucked up and hurt. I ain't tough. Listen, I don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fighter. I'm not a shooter.
And you know, that's why our altercation becomes so bad, because we so hurt and we so mad that we got to fight each other and stuff. And it's like, I don't want to fight you. I really don't. But now we in this situation, I'm going to lose my mind pretty much.
Yeah, bro.
I'll go all in.
Yeah, and a part of that spirit, and that's why I feel certain things like martial arts, like learn how to grow your own food. All these things should just be standard, bro. Because it's so many of us in fear. We're in so much fear that we quick to pick up a gun. We in fear of losing. We in fear of looking bad. We in fear of dying. We in fear of so much, bro, that motherfucker quick to pick up a gun so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think building discipline, building strength mentally, physically, to where a motherfucker feel like, okay, if I do have to go physical with this guy, it could be mano a mano. And if I lose, right, it don't take nothing from me. Because my girl has been raised by her parents that you win some, you lose some. You're still a man, right? I've been raised by my parents that you win some, you lose some. You're still a man. Learn your lesson. So I don't have to take it to the extreme and kill this man.
Out of embarrassment because you got this false idea that you're supposed to just win everything.
I got to get one up on him now. He beat me up. I got to kill him now. I got to, because I can't go out like that. I think once we attack these core teachings that we've been taught, then we'll start to see the results in the change in our action, because we won't feel that pressure, like you said, that masculinity.
Yeah.
I can't lose a fight. I can't declare. Listen, I teach my son, I teach him martial arts, boxing, and everything. And I tell him every day, I'm teaching you this so you can refuse to fight if you want to. Yeah. And you don't have to feel like you did it because you can't. You got the power to say, I know I could fucking fight, right? But guess what? Guess what, black man? I don't want to fight you. And you don't have to go home and be in the back of your mind saying, man, I went out, man. Damn, you know what you can do. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And hopefully that will stop my son from making somebody else's son a statistic or being one himself.
Yep. And I used to battle with that a lot being young and stuff, because I can say honestly, I strategically avoided a lot of fights and altercations. Yeah. Because one, it was during the time of my court case and stuff. I really didn't want to go back to jail and stuff.
Yeah.
And another part of me was like looking at it long term. I don't want us getting in, because a lot of times when we get in fights at parties and just outside and stuff, it's over the stupid and simplest things.
For sure.
And I don't want this stupid situation to create other enemies when you already got people you ain't cool with and stuff, but create more enemies. So now you got to look over your shoulder about this. You got to worry about that. And I'm at peace with it. I don't feel like my masculinity or anything is touched or anything by it, because nothing happened.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
me.
We here. We alive.
Yeah.
And, you know, we just got to, you know, as black men, make the right decision and really think things through.
We got to.
And that's why I say it come back to like, you know, the way we view the LGBTQ community, because like you said, we had a war. We can't express ourselves. We don't know how to feel. We don't know what to feel. And everything just looks so crazy to us.
Yeah.
And especially because, you know, the gay community being this open in the media and stuff is a new thing.
Yeah, it is.
Like when we was young and stuff, we seen that on TV, like, what?
Yeah.
If anything, it was a joke. You had a bunch of straight men acting like they was gay and stuff.
Yeah.
So people thought, you know, that's what it was and everything. But now when you see it's real, it's like overwhelming because we still here with it, and then it's like everywhere else.
And you know what's so crazy? I appreciate the times that we're in, because I was raised a certain belief, right? But like we started off our topic with, you become different versions of yourself, especially with experience. There's no way I could sit here and think negatively of a person because of their sexual preference, because I have met people with that sexual preference that were awesome people. Yeah. Right? That was a good person. You get what I'm saying? That I can't say nothing bad about it. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Yeah, we don't have the same sexual preference, but that's not my business anyway. I should not be in your bed, in your business. You get what I'm saying? So there's certain things that I do appreciate because it's letting me grow as a human being. And it's just certain things I feel it has nothing to do with their sexual preference. Just like me showing up to an office building for a job, sagging my pants with baggy clothes on. It has nothing to do with me being black or listening to hip hop or liking that designer. I feel that it's certain times that we gotta dress a certain part because that's how we judged. That's how I feel like, and I just think these times it's sad, bro. Like I don't want to stop anybody or feel like I'm against anybody being freely with who they are. You get what I'm saying? I just feel like, even for me, it's certain things I had to think about when I dropped Gotti, because I'm saying bitches, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I said, damn, what about when I want to go speak to these black women, because I love black women, right? And I want to go speak out to them and talk about the violence that's going on with each other. What if some of them don't receive me because they heard my music saying bitches and you get what I'm saying?
That's the first thing that's turned to when, you know, people criticizing the song WAP and all this stuff, right? And you look back at old Snoop Dogg songs, even recent songs and stuff, we have short-term memory of the things that them songs say about women. Ridiculous. And some of it, because it's out of date now, but some of it you could possibly call it like rape culture.
You get what I'm saying? Yep. And so the same way I can sit here and say, okay, our brothers that's in the dresses or our brothers that's doing this, I gotta hold myself accountable as well. Because this is not about them, me. This is about us. So the same way a brother in a dress and a nail polish, and I'm like, bro, okay, let's come militant this time because we need to put on this to show them we ain't playing. And that, I don't think that'll give that. He could be like, hey, bro, listen, all that sagging and woo woo, come dressed up, come woo woo, take them gold ones out. Let's show these people. I gotta respect that. We gotta communicate with each other because you are my brother. No matter what your preference is, you my brother. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to agree with shit. I don't have to agree with what you wear, but I still love you. I still want you to thrive. I still want you to win. I don't want nothing to happen to you. So we got to come to each other and say, okay, it's a time and a place. When we go up here and we do this, woo, 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 and what we standing on, we got to move like this. And we put together this plan and we figure it out.
And people got to understand, too, is like, when you don't agree with somebody's lifestyle and stuff, you don't have to turn to violence towards them.
Man.
And it's okay. And people on the other side gotta understand, it's okay that people ain't go like the way you live and present yourself. Long as they ain't trying to bring harm and speak negative onto you.
Right.
And it's like, I feel it gotta be that balance from both sides. Like, just if you don't like it, okay, for sure. Yeah. But don't turn it into, because knowing some gay people and stuff and their experience and stuff, what they've been through from families and their communities. Yeah. Those are true horror stories, man.
That's fucked up. Yeah. And if you got a heart,
and I'm like, we create the things we hate too, in a way, because I'm saying there's such an explosion of how they express themselves. In my head, they express themselves so hard and go so hard for themselves because how they've been treated since they was kids and teenagers. The Lil Nas X thing, he been told since a kid he's going to hell. Yeah. And, you know, he ain't been having he grew up in the times where they didn't have all these different gay
Yeah.
outlets for people and stuff, and
Yeah.
being a black man and stuff, dark skin too.
Yeah.
So you said, all right, you said I'm gonna go to hell, so now I'm gonna make a video and drop it low to the
Yeah.
flow on the devil.
Yeah, for real.
It's like, you know,
yeah.
What they say in Black Panther, you know, he created the kid that burned the village down by, you know, excommunicating them from the community and say he can't be a part of it because he's this type of black and all that type of stuff.
Yeah. And that's the thing that's so crazy. I love A words and A names, bro. Like, you see my squad called the A team.
Yeah.
And the A words that I love is accountability. And I believe that if we're accountable for the reason why, like, for example, most of this, what I believe, comes from fear, right? My whole reason for telling you why I disagree with certain things, right? It was from fear. It was from fear of them viewing us a certain way and we not, you feel me, winning this war, right? That's still my fear. That has nothing to do with what that person is doing. And I have enough accountability of myself to know that. So I don't have to act in violence on you because of my fear. Yeah. That's not your burden. I'm just telling you, I'm expressing you how I feel. I feel that I feel these people will treat us a certain way because they don't fear us, because of things like this, because we don't protect our black women, because we won't step up. And if I see somebody brutalizing another black man, they know I'm not going to do nothing. Yeah. These are my beliefs, and this is big, but it stems from fear. You get what I'm saying? All of that. So I believe once we have accountability for why we're feeling this way, right? Why a person will say, you going to hell, you going to hell. No, that's your belief, and you probably fear that. So you trying to scare this young man or young lady into changing who they really are. You get what I'm saying? We got to be accountable with ourselves, cuz. Like,
And like I said, you know, I appreciate these spaces too, because me and you can have this conversation and not try to one up each other and like debate and be like, oh no, and then because what happened in this situation, right? You will express what you express, and other than people, you know, trying to understand you more because you articulated it very well too. They just try to attack the semantics of what you said, and it'll turn into an argument other than an understanding. So then, you know, also from the other side, you will get people who they'll use certain jab words at people in that community, different things. Yeah. And things that trigger people, and they be like, what? Wait, what? Because, you know, I've noticed this. When talking with people who are gay and stuff, when they hear the word agenda, that's a trigger for them. Yeah. So now they ain't gonna hear anything you said because, you know, they grew up that the agenda in their head and stuff means something different, you know? Yeah. And it's just crazy. But other than that, what's your favorite song on your album, if you could pick one?
Oh, man, I would have to say The Streets Freestyle. Okay. That's because, I don't know. I don't know why. That's my vibe right now with that one. I vibe to that one. I've been vibing to that one lately. I got a lot on there I like, but that one right now, for sure, because it's connected to my brothers I lost. You know what I mean? Because I also have Never Fold that's more so dedicated to that. But I think it's just, man, I think because it means so much to me because I recorded it at that time where I was fucked up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was more so like, I'm about to go in here. Like, I didn't feel good. I was sick, bro. I was feeling down, bro. And I just went in there, I said, I'm just going to put it on here. Like, I'm just going to put how, more so not just the words, but just my feelings on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And so listening to it, because everything is so fresh with everything that's happened with my peoples, I think that's just holding me right now, that vibe. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Streets Freestyle.
My favorite one is Painkillers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that was a good one. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And I was gonna ask you, like, cause I got so I'm gonna ask you I'm gonna give my interpretation after I ask you this, right? What within you feel kills the pain for you?
See, it's like, it's still there, right? The pain's still there. So it's a lot of things, and it's crazy you said that because it goes right in hand with the question you asked me on how do I, you know what I mean? How do I cope with things, right? Those are my painkillers, right? Yeah. Going out of town, going woo, you know what I mean? So it was like, but also like I was speaking from more surface level too, you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain vices that we all have, you know what I mean, with certain things. And that's why I said on there, I went and got a couple narcos. I remember, bro, like, I'm already been in physical pain because just with construction and disability. So I legally get narcos. But I remember feeling like I can't wait to get home and take a narco so I can numb this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I know that there's people out there that's struggling with addiction and struggling with certain things to try to mask the pain. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so we had these painkillers, so-called. You know what I mean? That's supposed to kill the pain, but really it's killing us. You feel me? So it's like, like, you know, I just wanted to kind of just like that one. It was just kind of like to just, I hope people would feel the vibe where I was coming from. Like, just feel that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know now I'm going to tell you what I interpreted from it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you're aware of it then, because it's like, hearing you say that, within that song, what stuck out to me, I feel your biggest painkiller, and I think this one is actually productive too, is your children.
Oh, facts. Facts. You heard it? That was one of the painkillers when I said my son always smile at me. I just want to make him proud of. Yeah, all those I named Narcos, I named Getting Away, I named my children, I named music, I named weed, of course. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's definitely one of the painkillers in that song for sure.
And with your children, what type of man you're trying to model for them and being yourself?
I'm trying to model the things that I felt like if I would have had it, would have helped me. And I can honestly say this. I feel that I was born one of those beings that didn't need too much guidance. I feel that the best guidance for me was experience. I feel like I was one of them cubs where the mom was supposed to just throw me out there and, you feel me? Yeah. Like, honestly, I honestly do. But so for my children, I try to give them that balance. I want to be the father that was just always there whenever they needed as far as an answer for something. Yeah. Somebody they could just call and be like, hey, Dad, and they could be fully honest with. You know what I mean? Like, Dad, I'm feeling like this. What you think? Not, oh, man, my dad ain't playing that. Like, I don't want to be that because I remember how I felt. All I had was my friends that I felt understood me, that I could talk to. My mom was in the church. So I couldn't talk to her about certain shit because I didn't want to disrespect my mother or offend my mother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I respect it, but as a father, I feel the mothers be that way. Yeah. But as a father, I feel that in times like this, I gotta be that. I gotta be the outside the box thinker. I gotta be the one to say, like how you asking me these questions. You know what I'm saying? To give them straight, direct answer, not sheltering, not trying to sugarcoat it. Be like, hey, this is what it is. Yeah, that's the father I want to be, man. Like, I want to be that. You know what I mean? For sure. Like, you feel me? A guide. Like, I want to be the person that guides as much as I can. You know what I mean? Yeah. And in your music, you mention it a lot. Yeah. You talk about multiple women, right? And it's funny thing because, you know, rappers always talking about women, women, women. But you don't hear too many of them say they polygamous. Oh, right. Right.
So, how would you sit in yourself in that discussion of like between polygamy, monogamy, or whatever it is?
Listen, I get questioned a lot. Whenever I meet a woman, I'm as transparent as I can be. For two reasons. One, the truth, bro. The truth is gonna always be more exciting, bro. Like a lie, the realms of a lie only go so far, right? Because you got to stay within the lie. Like, it got to sound believable. But sometimes truth is not believable sometimes. How you truly feel is like, did this nigga just really say that? Right? Because we conform ourselves because we're scared. We're scared to say how we feel because we don't want to be judged. Right? So we kind of, all our same answers is boring. Even the answer that we try to make sound good, we kind of like tailor it to somebody else's because we don't have that fearlessness to just speak straight from the heart. So when I meet a girl, one, truth is always more fun. Like, you know, that's just how I feel. Two, this is the best time to be honest because you're not really losing anybody, right? Y'all just now meeting. There's no bond there. You don't really even know this person good enough to even feel the fear of losing a bond. So why not be straight up from the gate? You know what I'm saying? So I'm always honest and I tell them, like, listen, I've never been a one-woman man ever in my life. My mother will stand there right by me and agree. I've always said I wanted 3 wives, and this since I was a young child, bro. And for me, I think why it worked for me and why it's working for me is because you made a good point earlier in this conversation, and you saying believing in yourself, really believing in what you're saying. This is really me. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't no faking. I tried the monogamous relationship, and what I feel, and this is my experience. I don't want to offend anybody out there, but like I said, I just speak straight up. Fuck it. You either like me or you hate me. I feel that I don't know of any relationships to date recorded where one of the partners hasn't stepped out. I don't know. I don't know, not one to this date. And I don't know anybody campaigning for that, because in the community that I see, it's always niggas ain't shit, niggas woo, 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 woo. So my theory on it is this. Culturally, you feel me?
Yeah.
Historically, you feel me? Mm-hmm. That's what it has always been, right? Yeah. I feel that we're trying to achieve something that may not be that natural. That's why so many people are failing at it. You
now, here's my question though. Yeah. Do that goes for the women as well? Because a lot of times people use that rationale for men, but do that apply to women as well?
See, and when you say you're a polygamist, I believe it does. I believe that if that's what you believe, you can't be one-sided and be like, well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being said is, one, you got to be truthful with yourself, right?
Yeah.
You got to be honest with yourself, and you got to be honest with your partners. My women know that I'm unfair with certain shit. That's just me. Hey, I'm not perfect. If I was, make a statue out of me. I'm a human. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they know I want y'all for me. You get what I'm saying? I ain't into sharing. Y'all can share. Y'all can have each other. But listen, the reason I feel we all have a common thing is because I like girls, y'all like girls. Let's be friends. You know what I'm saying? That's our. We both like girls. So that's men is not my preference. So I just feel like it's more so you're joining. We're coming together with like-minded ways, right? We both like women. That's our basis. You feel me? So I would never try to get a woman that's not attracted to women to try to. You get what I'm saying? I feel like that's kind of like a woman asking me to do certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, me personally, I agree. If you're saying you're a polygamist, then you can't be mad at if the woman is like, hey, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You can't be, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of tailor your lifestyle to what you really believe in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people look at it in the wrong way. And I think that's what will mess up you having a good situation, because it's no big me and little you in my situation. It's not a cocky, feel of power. Like I got these two women, look at me, like I'm this big, tight guy because I got these women. You know what I mean? It's more so I understood myself. And I didn't never, one of the worst feelings I've ever had was hurting somebody that I loved. You know what I mean? Seeing a woman that I really do care for broken and hurting because I couldn't be honest. I was too scared to be honest and say, I want to do this and that. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to lose you. You feel me? But I still want to be over here because I like different type of vibes. I like different type of women. And I feel that you meet a certain part, but there's still a part missing, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have the confidence and the belief of myself to be honest, and now watch people's hearts get broken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I never wanted to be that. That doesn't feel good to me. I feel horrible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How do you allow space for the women to communicate everything they feel?
That right there, you have to have, me personally, I have to have reflection time with my team, with my women, with my ladies, because I'm fortunate enough to have women that really look after me, right? They really support me. They really like, hey, that's what you want to do, we're going to rock with you type shit. Yeah. And so I have to slow myself down because they're not the type of women to be like, hey, man, what about me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So being that I have that luxury, that comes great responsibility. right? Because these are women that I love, that we're a team, so I don't want to damage them no matter how much I'm profiting. You get what I'm saying? And so I have times where we reflect. It may be Sundays, right?
Yeah.
Where I turn my phone off. This is our time. Anything that needs to be talked about, anything that we want to aspire to do or change, let's talk about it. And we have great conversations, bro. Like, and it's so awakening for me. Even when they tell me like habits or things that I do that they don't agree with, I'll be so blown away, bro. Like, you'd be surprised how much of yourself you are that you don't notice. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've been told this before, but I think because like it really matters to me that I'm more receptive. You know what I'm saying? And so when now the people that's mattered to me are saying, hey, you know, you're selfish. I'm like, oh shit, like I'm fucking selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I do it. I take days every Sunday. We have our reflection time, man. Like we just talk about it. Like we really, it could take the whole day. If we want to run it into Monday and be like, we're not really getting no closure on this, then we'll keep it going. But Sunday, we know we're going to slow down. We're going to talk about this shit and really update, you know what I mean? Our shit, you feel me?
Yeah. And the reason I also bring that up too, because with myself, I've never been in a polygamous relationship. But to me, I feel it in my heart and my energy. That's more aligned to me because I feel I got a lot of energy. And I love women so much, not even just in a lustful way, the energy of women, that I don't just want one around me. And I struggle with that because, like, so I went through this phase, right? Monogamy, trying, like, I'm gonna study, I'm gonna do this to be this great monogamous husband and stuff. And I realized I'm becoming picky. I find any little flaw, any little thing, and then I'm cutting her off, the smallest thing. And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna try this polygamy thing, right? And then I think because, you know, part of the pandemic and stuff, I'm not really out there meeting women all like I should and stuff. And I'm not trying to meet women through social media and everything. So it's like one woman that I met that seemed like she said she was into it and all that type of stuff. I tested her on it. I asked her, like, would you ever join a polygamous relationship? Or do you have to be there at the beginning to start one? And when she said, oh, no, I could never join, I got to start it, I'm like, so it seemed like you really just want the control of the situation. That's not what you really trying to be into and stuff. And to me, like, she was different, like different type of, you know, woman and stuff. And I guess I was like, damn, if I keep, because instant gratification, if I keep pursuing polygamy, I ain't gonna find women that I actually like. They either go be, how can I say this in a nice way, weird, or from the way I was looking at it again, like, I'm gonna have to find me some prostitutes or ex-prostitutes. Because, you know, honestly, in the like forefront of it, that's what you usually see, you know, the pimping perspective of it, or like the whole, you know, Berkeley.
You know what's so crazy? That's crazy, cuz. I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, that's just the two ways, the pimping or the hella, you know, wild and free people.
And that's crazy you said that. I've had some Rockstar moments, guys, like real shit. Some Rockstar moments, bro. And a lot of my Rockstar moments were with women that I found out later were in monogamous relationships, bro. It's crazy. You would think that prostitutes would be more down, right? Because, but the thing is, there's so much about their money that it's like the total opposite. It's like, bro, like everything is strategic to them. So they're not really into, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would think that. So they like, it's like this, especially these days. If a woman feeling like she's giving you her money, you might have a harder chance of trying to bring another woman in on some, because she gonna feel like, nigga, I'm giving you my money, nigga. Like, it ain't
a business.
It's just, you feel me? Like, nigga, not only is it a business, but nigga, I'm taking my time on my day with all these other bitches ain't doing. You feel me? And they get to have a monogamous relationship, and they ain't bringing nothing to the table. You think I don't deserve that, and I'm bringing. So you got situations like that where you like, damn, bitch, well, you. But they're not looking at it.
And that's why I'm also like, all right, let me regress a little bit. I know damn well I ain't over here trying to convince no girl who doing her thing to be in no square ass relationship and shit.
Facts.
Like, you got niggas all the time who go all out simping and shit, trying to change people to be what they want them to be and stuff, and not really understand the dynamics of it. Like you said, with, you know, women like that, it's like they think they business minded. It's transitional, like transactional and stuff, contract, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Stuff. So it's like, it's a different dynamic. If you're looking for an actual relationship and shit, you got to do it like that. You can't be over here simping and trying to change people, you know, from being certain things. You feel me?
And definitely you hit that on the head, bro. And you got to make it make sense. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've been tested with my beliefs, any woman I've ever meet. And there's things that I point out. First of all, I point out when they try to tell me about them wanting one man to themselves, I explain to them politely, have you really had these men to yourself though? And I let them think about it. Have you really had, because you're kicking it with me right now because you're not in a relationship because your boyfriend cheated. You're sharing whether you want to or not. So would you rather have a man that's going to be upfront and say, this is what I am, still rules and regulations, right?
Yeah.
Still, because you all need everything needs some type of formation so you know what it is, right? There's rules and regulations that make a sphere, right? Or else it wouldn't have no form. So it has to have certain guidelines to make it, you identify it. So I understand a woman wants to identify what we are. I want to be something. So we have to have structure for you to see what we are. So I get that. You can't get past that. But would you rather have a man that's going to be straight up with you, or somebody that's trying to live up to this shit that they can't live up to because they really love you, and then you end up finding out shit and getting your heart broken and y'all both unhappy because here this man or this woman is trying to accommodate you and that ain't what they want, and they trying to sneak around and get what they want too, and now you heartbroken because y'all didn't lie to each other. You know what I'm saying?
How you identify somebody participating in, you know, the relationship just because they love you, like you, and all that different things, they don't want to lose you, but you know they faking it so hard to try to just stay around you in that situation?
Lack of opinions and more attitudes, more like moodiness. I look for it because sometimes a person might not say nothing, but you can sense it in their energy. Like, I know you're not happy. You know what I mean? Like, no matter how much I try to lie to myself and say, well, she said she's happy, I can feel it. I know you're not happy. You know what I'm saying? And so we got to be aware of that and sensitive to that, because that's the one thing I pay attention to, because I have so much of a dominant personality that someone else's could be lost in what I got going on. Yeah. And that is the last thing I want to do. I don't want to harm people. I don't want to mistreat people. I want people to feel as good as they make me feel. You get what I'm saying? And so a nigga got to be aware of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's definitely a sign. Them like just not, you feel me? Because if they still participating in the relationship, like saying, oh, take me here, or I like it, they're still involved. It's still hope. It's still alive. You feel me? But if they just like, I don't know. I don't care. You get what I'm saying? They broken. You feel me?
And now, okay, people got their own visions and what they think polygamy look like from the outside looking in. Coming from you, how does polygamy look in real life practically? Like the sleeping arrangements, the living, the going out, all that.
Oh, bro. See, this is what people don't understand, bro. And I'm so happy that I've got what I wanted in life, so I can sit here and really learn who I am. Because honestly, it ain't as cracked up as I thought it would be when I was younger. Because you understand the responsibility you have. That's what makes it. So it's like you want that foreign car or that big house, and then you see the bill and how much money you got to bring in to keep it. The maintenance. Now you're like, I ain't gonna lie. The next car I'm getting a Prius. Like, fuck this. I'm getting a hot. Like, you get what I'm saying? You got to learn the experience. So with women, just imagine you being in a monogamous relationship and you're trying to learn this woman and please this woman, but you got 2 or 3. That doesn't change. you still have to please these women. You still have to be a man and be responsible and make sure these women are secure and make sure they're happy and make sure you're doing your job as their leader, as their man, as their comforter, all that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it gets hard for me, but I love it because I'm built for it. But sometimes I have my difficult times when I'm trying to solve both of these complex puzzles called a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because just because people are living a lifestyle don't mean they have their ups and down days, because women naturally are territorial. So even though she may live this lifestyle with you, she's going to have her days where she's like, I just want my men to myself today, especially in these times where, like you said, a meme can pop up and say, now she's like, well, damn. You feel me?
It's in there.
Now it's in her head. And now you have to remind her the reality of life. That's my job. I take pride in that. I take honor in that because these are my women. I need to protect them. And sometimes they be like, well, whoop, whoop. And then I'll just, and they do the same thing for me. Oh, it be times where I'll be done. I'll be like, you know what? Y'all can have each other. I'm going to go over here and just be a regular nigga and beat myself up. And they be like, shut up, nigga. This is what you asked for. And you got this. And you can handle this. We just women. Yeah. We appreciate you. We love you. We're women. And as our man, you need to understand that. And then I'll get right back on my shit. See, that's the difference between just having a polygamous relationship just for the looks. Nah, it ain't about that. It's about having a team and people that fit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I took a long time to have a solid team because I understood that. I've dealt with women that said that they believed in that and wanted to do it just for the fun or whatever purposes. You get what I'm saying? But when it comes to really living a life and really building with each other as a team, like you have to have certain individuals to match. Yeah. It has to be a certain balance. Like these two women have to love each other just as much as they love you, because it can't be about trying to get one up on each other. Yeah, I mean, because somebody's not going to be happy. And I'm fortunate I have two ladies that really care about each other. They really genuine. If one's sick, if I'm wrong, which is a plus. Yeah. Because when it's just you and this person, of course you're going to have your own side. Of course you got your own back, right? But, but when another partner says, hey, you know what? Can I talk to you? Yeah. You were kind of wrong. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you know that they got your back just as well. So you're not going to take it like they're teaming up on you because y'all had enough time and experience. And y'all have this bond that you know this woman wouldn't be telling you this if it wasn't true. Yeah. And so now you can, as a man, go back and say, hey, baby, you know what? I apologize.
How did they build that bond with each other?
See, and it's crazy. It started off like any other situation. Who the fuck is this? What is going on? Like you said, the control thing, right? Yeah. So the first one, she let me know out the gate that she wasn't with that. She let me know out the gate, like, you get what I'm saying? And I let her know, well, I am. So what we gonna do? You feel me? So what I said is, we both fuck with each other, we like each other, whatever. We're gonna take this time to learn each other. While we learn each other, we'll see which one bends. We'll see who makes the better case of which lifestyle to live, right? So of course I make the better case, right? I'm like, so she's like, let's try it. She's like, let's try it. You're pretty good. I like you, pretty dope. Like, I want to be with you, and this is who you are. I'm going to accept you for you. Yeah. Man, yeah, okay. Because women, like I said, they're territorial, and this is a beautiful woman, and this is another beautiful woman, right? And they both have dope personalities. So this is one of them situations where I ain't gonna lie, my woman showed up with a nigga just as handsome as me, just as strong, just as talented. I'm gonna be a little worried too. Like, hold on, like, who is this nigga? You couldn't get a shorter version, like you couldn't get a more like, you know what I'm saying? So it started off as, okay, you cute, standoffish, like, what? Why are you here? Are you really here for us? Type situation. Are you just here for the cloud? Or you just, you know? They're going to try to find, just like any human that doesn't really want to do something, they're going to find anything to make it be like, see, I don't want to do it. Yeah. Right? But this is why the character of a person matters. These are two good people with good hearts, right? So no matter what jealousy or territorial feelings they feel, they still have good hearts. And I knew that. So there was a situation where we're all trying to make it work, right? We have our ups and downs, but I'm doing my job. because it's solely your job. If this is your idea, you have to win them over. You have to show them that this will work, right? You got to show them you can handle this. Like, this is like a 30-day probation for a job. You got to really put on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing everything to show, like, just because she's here, it's not going to take from you. This, that, and other. Like, I'm doing that. And so one day it was a situation where one of them had to depend on the other. And they really didn't have to. Like, something happened where one of them needed help. Yeah. And even though they were at odds, the other one still helped. Yeah. Like, really sincerely looked out for that person. I think they were sick or something. I think she was sick, yeah. And she really looked out. And the other person, being that she has a good heart, right? That spoke to hers, right? Yeah. Like, damn, I was acting all like this way with this girl. And even though we were with this girl, really, that started the bond. Acts of service. You get what I'm saying? Yep. To show, like, I'm going to put my personal whatever to the side and show you I'm still a good person. I'm going to look out. I don't want nothing bad to happen to you. That right there started something. And so that's why it matters, bro, the type of character these people, like, have if you're going to deal with people. You got to really look at a person's heart, bro, because that'll outshine every time. You feel me? Yeah. How do sleeping arrangement work? I hate it. I hate it. Bro, listen. Everybody has their own room. Let me remind you, right? Oh, okay. Everybody has their own room. We all live together. So I wanted to do everybody has their own house rented thing, but we're doing everybody's going to purchase their own home. So it's like, okay, we'll live together and we all get our own property. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to boss up. So that's our plan. So we're all living together. Everybody has their own room, but for some reason, my room is the spot, bro. And when I tell you, bro, listen, I'm like this, like, and they just, you know what I'm saying? So that, I hate it. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I hate the sleeping arrangement. Sometimes I can't wait to just be in the bed by myself, bro, when they're, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? That, I don't like that part. But on movie nights and shit like that, where, you know what I mean? Y'all just laid up vibing, that's dope. Like, when we're in discussion, like how we talking right now, I have discussions with my women like this, deep discussions, and to feed off of each other. Yeah. And like you said, you made a perfect point. You hit it on the head, bro. And this is why I know that a polygamous life is for you. Because you said something that's the main reason. And you said feminine energy. Yeah. It's not about sex. It's not about, I could be in a room full of women and just hear them talk, because women are different, right? Yeah. Most women. When they're in the room, it could be a room of five women in that room, and they all strangers. And we listen to that room, you're going to hear, girl, talking and laughing, and girl, oh, I didn't know you knew this. And you can feel the energy, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You might have one, a little catty or whatever, but most of the point, they're going to be talking. You got 5 strange men in the room, strangers. It's going to be quiet as fucking there for the most part. Yeah. We're going to be to ourselves. We might nod. How you doing, bro? You know what I mean? But most men are not going to come together and be just chopping it up, and we don't know each other. Ain't nobody gave an alley-oop to who this person is. Yeah. So that's what I like about women, is the vibe will set. Once women just vibe and it's a good energy, it's lovely. You can sit there and ain't no woman gonna hate on you being fly, cousin. You know what I'm saying? I love that energy. You show up, you dress nice, smelling good. Ain't no woman gonna say, oh, who this nigga think he is? You know what I'm saying? They gonna say, he smell good, he look nice. Versus some of these hate men gonna be like, you feel me? Like, he think he raw. So that's why I appreciate the feminine energy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's comforting. It's like, it's a feeling. You feel me? Yeah, it's comforting. I don't feel threatened. I feel like I'm not in harm's way. Yeah. The best thing a girl can say to me is, I'm not attractive. Okay, hey. You know what I'm saying? That's your worst fear. Everything else, and you good. It ain't even going, you know what I'm saying? So I love that comfort. I love being in that type of environment, whether it's my woman, whether I'm just chilling with heck of women, female friends, like, you know what I mean? Totally platonic, like, you know what I'm saying? You know? Yeah. So, yeah, I love that, man. Like, that's definitely a plus about it. Yeah. And at the end of the day, what you feel is the favorite part of yourself that you reinvented? Man, just smiling, like being receptive, like being open, bro. I love this version of myself, bro, because I was so militant before. I was so militant because of fear, right? Yeah. Not one, because I've seen how being nice can lead to somebody thinking you a sucker or something. And then now I gotta show this nigga I ain't no sucker. And now I'm in, those experiences made me kind of what do you call it? Like I kind of reserved, like you know what I mean? I didn't want to open up
to yourself, like
introverted.
Right.
Yeah, introverted. But now that I've let go of that burden of having to feel masculine, right? Having to feel like if somebody disrespect me, I'm gonna have to do something to this person. I've let go of that to where, bro, I could be like this. What we talking? You said something, I'm like, oh man, you have a good day, man. Woo, I'm out, right? So being that I have that burden lifted, I love the fact that I'm just willing to just shake hands, talk to people, man. That's the best part of me now, man, because it's opened so many more opportunities. It's opened up just so much more like happiness in my life from meeting different people from different walks of life because I allowed that to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely that's the best part of myself, that updated version.
Okay. Sure. And last few things. So at the end of this episode, I want to play one of your songs that's going to be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. What song would you like that to be?
Painkillers. Painkillers. Come on, man. Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right. Yes. For sure. And now, how can people, find your music, reach you on social media, all that?
Well, my music is on all music platforms. iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, any platform where they got music, I'm streaming on all of those platforms. Also, I give you guys updates on my Twitter, which is AAG Rockstar. You know what I mean? Spell AAG Rockstar. And my Instagram, I put update music on there, photos, a lot of my live songs where I'll write right there and I'll just drop it fresh off the, you know what I mean? And that's at my full name, Abioye Alejandro Gotti. That's my Instagram. Yeah, so they tune in on there, man. And definitely I got more music coming. I'm always working. I'm always dropping. For sure.
Hey, folks, y'all didn't heard it. This has been episode 57, the New Men Same Block, where we reinvent your mind to reinvent your grind. And on top of that, y'all have a peaceful time. This is the last episode before Ramadan. Go be gone for a month. Then we go kick back to it. And I'm glad I did this episode with my cuz because, hey, honestly, I can say this has been one of my favorite interviews I've done since doing this. It's been great. The conversation been good. Make sure y'all listen to his music, really get that game, motivation, really that thought process. Because, like I said, to me, the music and the album is healing. It's understanding. It's processing. Because you see different levels. Like he said, he talk about his growth. And you see all that within the songs and the music. And at the end of this, if you're on Spotify, iHeart, or Apple Podcasts, you go hear one of them, Painkillers.
For sure, man. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me, guys.
All right.